Hello, this is the Plumbing Channel, and I'm Claude Taylor. To all my subscribers and friends, welcome back. And if you are new to this channel, I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, give it a thumbs up. Become a subscriber. Also, hit the notification bell to keep up with the latest videos coming out. Thank you. Let me start this video off by giving you some kind of price or estimate of what this was cost to have done. According to a friend of mine that works for one of the larger drain cleaning service companies, their new flat rate fee of 2018, $425 to clear and unclog your tub. Now that's just one tub. That's not one tub and a sink. That's not two tubs. That's one tub. And if you already had it done, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over basically just what they're going to do when they come to your house to clear your tub. And the machine that I'll be using is, if you're interested in buying a machine like this or another one, you're going to spend less than you would having your tub cleared, and you actually own the machine. And first of all, we start by removing the cover plate to the tub. Now, this house here has been sitting over a year and it's been a little neglected. And some of the calcium buildup you see on the sides, my impressions was to remove the tub and put a new one in there, but a friend of mine told me another way to clean that is with some vinegar. And I tried it on the one upstairs, and it worked pretty good. And when these tubs, a lot of times when plumbing sits, sometimes not using plumbing could be worse than using it. The O-rings and all kinds of things dry out, the drains dry out, and when they dry out, the all the debris on the side dries out and makes it a little, and it starts obstructing the flow. Yep, this is the vinegar I was telling you about. I bought, I guess, about 7, 8 bottles of this and did the one upstairs. And I'll have to come down and do the other one downstairs. But this gives you an idea of what you need. Just pour it in there, and it'll help keep and remove the calcium buildup on the sides of the tub. And I think I got this for probably, I think it was on sale at the Home Depot. I got it for about, I think, $1 a jug. So compared to a new tub, it's well worth it. Well, here we go. We're back to the tub now. Now this is the drain equipment that I own personally. This one here I'm showing you has a drop head, and the purpose of the one with the drop head, sometimes if you're having an issue getting through the line, and the line might go up to the machine may go up to the vent rather than going down to the drain and clear it. The drop head kind of gets to an area where it's vertical and it'll drop where it needs to, and that will help you clear the drain. But in most cases, you can actually just get it with this one. And this one hasn't been used yet, you can see. And the reason I do have two is because it's too much of a hassle to pull one cable out to switch from a drop head to a just a standard retriever. And it's battery operated. And these drain machines cost me around close to 390 something bucks. That's with the battery and the battery charger. I mean, if you are a do-it-yourselfer, it's well worth the money, or homeowner, than to have a drain cleaning company come out every time you have a clog and hit you for 425 bucks. So I'm just feeding the cable in there now, and what you want to do is feed the cable anytime you can get it in there without using the machine. Just push without the machine. And then every time you notice when I get to a spot that gets a little rough, that's the only time I turn the machine on so that I can clear that spot. And it is a good idea to, when you do hit those spots, kind of go back and forth right at that spot, which I'll do, you'll see, because I've done it. I ran it twice through this to clean it. This one was actually quite easy. The one upstairs wasn't as easy, but I do have a the video is here on that one, so I'll see you. You'll see me cleaning the drain line to that one also. Now, if you see that little knob right there at the end, well, you see I just worked it. That's when you know that you're close to the end of the cable itself. So you really don't want to go further because it's going to pull out the machine. But don't worry if it do pull out the machine. It's really not that hard to push it back in there. Now, if there is anything on the end of this machine, I mean, if you can, pull it back with your hand if you can. Because if there's anything on the end, it makes it a little easy to pull it out of there. And if you notice, the machine is not used much unless I get to an area that I feel that may be a clog. And like I said, this one wasn't too bad. It's been sitting for a year. The only thing I've more than most likely cleared out was the buildup on the side that dried out. Okay, this is the vinegar I used to clean the tub on the second floor. And now we're going to go up there and clear the line with the cable machine. And again, of course, we're going to start by removing the cover plate. And there are times that you can actually use the plunger to plunge the tub, because in most cases you're going to have a lot of hair that's been down in there that's clogging the tub. And if you do try to unclog it with the plunger, I'd recommend getting a wet rag and holding it to the top where I'm removing the cover plate. Wet the rag, put it in there, then plunge, because if you don't put it in there, the air that you're plunging is going to come out the top. But you want it to go straight down to push whatever's in there out. You know, I'm glad we had a second tub to clear the line, so that you can see it's not always that easy. This one was a little more difficult. And sometimes they can become difficult. It depends on the plumbing. If it was plumbed wrong with the wrong type of fittings, it'll become difficult. And of course, if it's a pretty nasty plug, that can be pretty difficult also. But this is PVC, and I really can't imagine this being plugged that bad. But see how I'm kind of fighting my way through the beginning of this? And when I did the first one, I just pushed it and didn't take much to get through. And rather than keep pushing to get the cable bind, I just constantly pull it backwards and forward until it eases up. And you see the black part of the machine that I'm holding, I'm actually pulling that back. And when you pull that back, it allows the cable to be stable and just locked in place, and makes it a little easier when you have to push it in when you run into a difficult spot like this. I'm taking another stab at it and see if I can get through the spot that's making it a little difficult for me to get through right now. Well, obviously there's a little spot here. I'm catching something somewhere, part of the cable, and of course that's more than most likely hair. Hope it's not grossing you guys out. And it really is not getting that far down into the drain. So I'm running into something right away. It could be, like I said, if the plumbing is plumbed wrong, you can run into difficulties. You can see when I kind of got tired of using my hand, I actually pull back on the black funnel part to stabilize it so it can actually just hold itself in and just push it in with the machine. So that really didn't go that far. This is a 25-foot drain cable. Most sinks and tubs, you're not going to really need much more than that. You shouldn't need much more than that. Again, that's going to depend on how it's been plumbed. But if it has been plumbed properly, you shouldn't need much more than that. Okay, what we're going to do this time is we're going to use the machine with the drop head. That'll give us a little more flexibility to work around some of the corners and make some of the drops to go in the areas we need to get to. Now the drop head didn't come with the machine. I bought this cable separate. You can see I get a lot of use out of this one here. Now you see that spot that I was caught up in? The drop head made it past that part. So now we're doing good. But I still haven't gotten to the part where I can just push it with my hand. I mean, not push it. I'm just pushing with my hand without the machine. Still need the machine to go as I push. And I can't imagine a tub actually being pretty much clogged like this. More than most likely, to me, if you would ask, I would say that it's a plumbing issue, how it's been plumbed, too many sharp turns. Now you see we're at the end. Also, if this was a very old plumbing, I could see this being an issue, but this plumbing is not that old. And this one here, I'm going to have to run the machine as I pull it out. When there's a lot of short turns, this is what you will run into. And also old cast iron pipes. Older home with old cast iron, you can run into this situation. Also, if you're going to do what I'm doing here, make sure that you have some nice, sturdy gloves. No worn out gloves that's torn or loose. As you can see, these gloves here are tight on my hands and they're in pretty good shape. Loose or torn gloves could get your hand caught up in the cable, and definitely this is not something you want to happen. So make sure you have a nice pair of sturdy gloves to prevent anything from happening, and also safety glasses. Yeah, see, it didn't really pull anything back, so it's mostly sharp turns that we're running into. Now let's see how it drains. Now what we're looking for is we're looking for the swirl. We see the little swirl. We have the clog cleared. There we go. Again, I'm Claude Taylor. Thanks for watching. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and become a subscriber. Thank you.